Okay, so today we will discuss about how we can generate quota in different ways. Okay, using the time types. Okay. It is taking much time. Okay, let me restart this. Okay, so we have schema CTM04. Okay, so you can see different blocks. Okay, yesterday we have just gone through a few of the things like provide time data. We have a block where we have some functions like P2011 or P2000 to get all the data related to employee master. Okay, especially the time data. Similarly, we have a block given for the quota generation. Okay, at the end of the schema, the last block will be uh, the schema, the block given for where it is. Okay, so you can see here, this is the block which is given for manage time accounts. Okay, so in this block, the important things related to quota which we have to understand is there are two functions. One is CEMBT and the other one is function quota. Okay, these two are the important functions which will generate the quota. Okay, so what exactly the CEMBT will do is we have something called time type. Okay, so the time type is also similar to waste type, but it is a simple time type which will store a number. Okay, so again the number we can store it for a month. Okay, or we can store it day wise. Say for example, how many days or how many hours employee work per day can be saved in day wise. Okay, the table, the internal table which will store the time type day wise is called ZES. Okay, so for example, if you see time type can be created in the table v underscore t 555 a. Okay, so this is the table where we can straight away create a time type. Okay, let us see a simple time type over here. Let us say I am creating a new time type. Okay, so this is the time evaluation grouping as I have in the configuration with 01. Okay, so and I will create a time type. Okay, say for example, okay, Z600. Say for example, oh, I will say just year and leave. Okay, so how many days the employee was eligible for end leave? Okay, we can store in this particular time type. Okay, so with a start and end time. Okay, and we have simple characteristics of the time type. Okay, so first we will understand what is day balance and what is month balance. Okay, so we can create, let us say I want to save this time type day wise. Say for example, I will query if it is end of the month, I want to generate say 2.5 as quota for the employee. So I will use this time type to generate the quota. Okay, so what I have to do, I have to place one over here so that we are telling this time type characteristics that this time type will store whatever the value we are passing, that will store in a table called day balance. Okay, as I said, the day balance table, there are two tables. One is temporary day balance table, which we will call it as TES. Okay, and there is a actual day balance table, which is ZES. Okay, so let us discuss rest of the things in the latter part. So we have similarly month balance table, which we will call it as SALTO, SALDO table, which will store month wise. It will not store day wise. Okay, so it will accumulate month wise. Okay, that also we'll see in the later part. So first I have created a time type, okay, to store say 2.5 at the last day of the month. Okay, so once we have created the time type, this can be mapped in the configuration. Okay, so after creating the time type, let us see the configuration part, the basic steps we have to take care to activate any of the quota to be generated through time evaluation. Generally, when you create the quota type, okay, it can be maintained through PA30. Okay, but here when you are implementing time evaluation to generate the quota, we have to take care of few steps to activate time evaluation from a particular date. Okay, so in time recording, okay, we have managed time accounts. Okay, so here you have to take care, apart from regular configuration, you have to take care of few things like the very first step is the automatic accurate. Okay, these two nodes are the same. You can open any of the node, you can see all your created quotas will be available over here. Okay, say for example, for my employee group and employees of PhD grouping. Okay, so I have a quota over here. Okay, so today we will work on this particular end leave quota. Okay, so we have three options over here. No generation by default. When you create all the quotas, this table will be updated with no generation. Okay, and we have a option called increase or replace. Okay, so what will happen if you put this in no increase, means whenever you create a new quota, okay, it will be in no increase. So if you go to PA30 now to create this quota, or you can use RP TQTA program to update the quotas for the employee. Okay, so now let us say if I go for first, let me delete all the quotas, or we can directly so I'm just deleting whatever the quotas I had. Okay, okay, so let us say when you are creating the quota type, okay, so you can maintain whatever the number you want from a date. As of now, I selected all, that is the reason it is getting selected. Okay, so likewise, you can see here the quota is getting generated. This is the default value from the configuration, but here you can change whatever the number you want. Okay, when it is in no increase, means this can be maintained. The value will be defaulted from the configuration, but user can change at any point of time when the quota configuration is in no generation. Okay, so increase stands for we are activating the time evaluation to be generated through time evaluation. Let us see the difference when you say increase. Okay, so that quota will be generated using time evaluation. So if you see here, so you can see here now this field is grayed out. We can't maintain, means user can't change anything manually in the quota. Means if you run the time evaluation basing on the logic which you are writing in the time evaluation, that will update this number. Okay, user cannot update. Okay, so what will happen if you are putting in increase, means whenever you generate the quota number to a time type, okay, I will show you where we will link it. So that will be added to the existing quota. Say for example, I am generating 2.5 every month. Okay, say for example, January system has generated 2.5. In February again 2.5. So the 2.5 will be added. Means increase means the 2.5 will be increased with another 2.5, and it will become total 5 in the month of February. Okay, so that it will keep on accumulating if you put an increase. If you are keeping replace, means the 2.5 will replace with existing quota, means whatever the value you are passing, that will replace the quota number. Okay, So generally this is, I have not implemented this replace because I don't have such requirement as of now, but this is the use of the quota. So whenever you want to activate time evaluation for a client, okay, so you can delimit this from a particular date. Okay, say for example from 2021, if you are if you want to update the time evaluation, means activate the time evaluation, you can delimit from a particular date whenever we are planning for implementation. Okay, so as of now I am keeping on increase. Okay, so this is the first step which we have to take care. Okay, so then coming to rule for generation of options node. Okay, so here you have something called set base entitlement. Okay, in the base entitlement we will define what, we'll just show you. Right, so this is the quota type in the base entitlement. So when you create base entitlement, okay, I think we have some entries. Okay, I will show you the other entry. Okay, so you will have, likewise you will have in the base entitlement, you will be having these three nodes over here. Okay, so which is a constant number which you can give a fixed number, say for example 2.5 leaves every month, or for calendar 30 leaves, whatever you want. So and here you can see the day balance. Okay, generally here we will pass the time type. Okay, so whatever the time type we have created for annual leave, we'll assign a time type in the day balance or period balance. As I said, we have two tables. One is ZES for day balance table, the other one is SAL2, which is month balance table. Okay, so you can use either of these three. Okay, we can't use both. Say for example, I have a waste type, I can't use the time type over here. Okay, so here we can't see the time type because there are some values already in the time type in our quota which we are creating. Okay, here the ZES day balance field is hidden because there is some values already maintained. Okay, we can see this table in the generation rule after doing this time type. So what here we will do is, generally we will not give any number constant, we will give a time type. Okay, and we will save the base entitlement. Then comes to generation rule, third one. Okay, so you can see here what is the time type we assigned in the day balance. Okay, for our in the base entitlement. Okay, you can see here. So the base entitlement. So here I have assigned a time type called ZEAR in the base entitlement. Okay, this is the rule for base entitlement. Whenever you give your rule, the time type will be displayed over here. So instead of a number, we will assign the time type in the day balance. Okay, so in the time evaluation, whenever you push some value to this time type, so that will be the base for the quota for the employee. Okay, so when you go to accurate, yes, Samir.
Sorry. Under the base entitlement tab, you have the base period calendar year. Does that have any bearing on how the day entitlement will be generated? So if I change that to month or day,
no, calendar. This period is how your quota should be generated. Right? Generally, we will use calendar year. Okay, if your base is say monthly, okay, the quota will be for monthly, the entitlement which you are giving. But here, when you are using calendar year, we will not do anything to the base period. We will just give a time type. So now we will play everything with the time type.
Yeah. So in some cases, you may want to generate quotas on a daily basis as well. So then the base period will be daily. Day?
No, that is not the base period. This is the base period from the set base entitlement. Okay, generally it will be accurate. Let us say, for example, you want to generate 30 leaves daily, for example. Okay, the base period you will maintain at calendar year itself, and you will maintain number as 30.
So even though you're generating 30 days per day, your calendar, the base period will still remain as calendar year?
Yes, base period will be calendar year. So we have some other things. Actual period, you can use daily. Let us say the same example which you are asking. Say for example, 30 leaves should be generated day wise, the prorated value, right? So what we will do here is actual period, you will put it in daily. And here you have something called actual entitlement. Here you will check prorate. So what it will happen, the 30 leaves, you are telling it is for 30 is for calendar year, and actual you are telling daily. So daily it will prorate, say for example, 366 or 365 days.
So 30 divided by 365.
Yeah, 365 or 366, basing on the year. And it will create quota day wise.
Okay, got that. Thanks.
Okay, that also we'll check anyhow. We'll check all the possibilities, how many types, how many kinds of quota we can generate. Okay, before we start with the actual things, we will discuss different places. We have something like, again here also you can see something like period balance and day balance. Okay, so that also we will see. Okay, first let us see a strike case. Okay, so generally this will be more than enough for many of the clients. Okay, we can assign a time type. Okay, so in the actual period, here we will put daily, because within the what you say PCR will control, like as I said, the example, the first example, we'll check if it is the last day of the month, then only we will create this time tag. So whenever we are creating this time tag, on that day it should generate. Say for example, I have generated 2.5 to the time tag. So on that day itself, the quota should be accurate. Okay, so and when we are doing the very first example, we'll put it as no prorata, because 2.5 we are generating with a prorated value. Say 30 divided by what you say, you can say 12, and you can generate the quota. Yes, Kumar, any questions?
Sir, Vijay.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Rekha here. Actually, the thing is like, no, what is the scenario you're working? I just joined little late actually. Even I missed yesterday's class.
I am just explaining today how many ways we can generate a quota with a just example. Okay, now today's example is every last day of the month I want to generate 2.5 as the quota for the employee.
Can you show me the time types that I just wanted to see that ZEAR something of
This is the time type, say we have created. Okay, so the time type we give a
here the save as day balance, that is understood. Here the day save as day balance is that it will be taking daily basis, na?
Yes, whenever, say for example, I have two scenarios. Let us say now the requirement we are talking about is last day of the month. Last day of the month, maybe 30th or 31st or 28th or 29th. So on that day, it will store in ZDS in the day balance.
Okay.
Okay. Say for example, now going forward, we will work on prohibition. Okay. So we know no company will credit the quota on the very first day of our hire date. Okay. They will update the quota only after confirmation, right? Initial prohibition will check. So the prohibition date can be any date, right? So I have say I joined on 10th of January. So my prohibition may end at 10th of March, for example.
Okay.
Okay. So on 10th of March also I have to credit the quota. So that is the reason I will keep this in day balance. Okay. So I will check, is it the month end or confirmation date. Okay. So any of the date, whenever I generate this time tag, on that day it will form the day balance and the quota will generate.
Okay. Cumulative period balance there in the monthly year.
So the time type characteristics and the configuration which you are giving in the set based entitlement should be same. Right, Rekha? Okay, let us see initially, okay, how it is getting generated. Maybe after a couple of scenarios,
Your
we
voice
may.
is breaking.
Rekha, let us see a couple of scenarios. Okay. So then you will understand better what is the time type, why we are giving this. Still my voice is breaking, Rekha?
Now it's okay. Now it's okay. Little before it is breaking. Not
Okay. So let us see. First, you just remember these are the few steps which we have to remember. One where we will keep it in daily. Okay. So one we will give it in day balance. Similarly, the same thing will maintain in the time type characteristics as day balance. Okay. So and we'll make sure that this will be no prorata as of now because the prorata will happen in the time evaluation. Okay, so we'll discuss about this part. I think a few of our team have questions on this. Okay, this will be the maximum entitlement. Okay, when we discuss on carry forward, we'll come to this place. Okay, so now let us see. And the other part is the time evaluation grouping. Okay, when you activate time evaluation, we have to make sure that we are giving time evaluation grouping in the time evaluation over here. Okay. Okay, you can see these are the personal areas which we are going to use. So here by default I have given 01. Why? Because there are many tables with the standard time types, okay, which will execute in the standard time evaluation, okay, which are there for only grouping 01. Okay, for example, if you see the time type table 555A, okay, this is the place in the configuration where we will create the time type. Okay, all the standard time types, okay, say all 4 zeros, there is some standard time type for overtime. Okay, so all these time types are there only for the grouping 1. Say for example, if you want to use a different grouping, for example, if you are implementing, say for Qatar, okay, you want to give a different grouping number, okay, say 99, then what you have to do in the grouping, when you give 99, you have to copy all the standard time tags to your own grouping. Okay, that will be a good piece of exercise at the time of implementation. So as of now, I have maintained I am using the standard grouping 0. Okay, so this is the other step which we have to remember. Okay, not only this table, we have a couple of tables which we are going to work on. All those tables we have to copy to our own grouping. Okay, as of now, we are working on grouping 0. Okay, so these are the basic steps to capture to configure in the system. Once we have configured, now we'll see a simple example how the quota will be generated whenever there is a time type. Means whenever we are generating a value in the time type. Okay. So let us see a example PCR in the time evaluation. So I will create a PCR now. Okay. I think we have. Okay. So for example, I am creating a PCR. Okay. So when you create the PCR, this will be the initial attribute screen. Okay. Where we will give a text for the PCR. So you can see the program class over here. So every PCR, we have to tell this is related to payroll or time management. Initially in the demo, we worked something on payroll, right? So now we'll give program class as T, and we have to make sure that when it is program class T, it will not allow you to specify any country grouping, because time management should be for all countries. Okay, so I have to give only star. Okay, as I said earlier, this is the person responsible, means the username who is responsible for this PCR. If I click on this, changes allowed only for responsible. You have to, if you want to change this PCR, you have to log with this user ID. Okay, you can't edit this PCR logging with a different user ID. Okay, so I'm not checking this. So this is the simple attributes of the PCR. Okay. Okay, once you save the PCR, okay, you can see the attributes which you have defined in the attributes place. Okay, these are the attributes we have given. So by default, it will be in the source text. You can maintain documentation over here. Okay, in the source text, when you go to change, okay, the PCR looks like this. Okay, so when you place your cursor on the PCR and if you say create, it will create a single digit node. As I said, this is the PCR group which we'll define in the configuration. Okay, the CAP grouping and PCR grouping table. So where you, if you give PCR group for a particular group of employees as 1 for industrial workers, okay, salaried employees it is 3, periodic wage earners it is 2. Okay, so you can write rule for a specific group. Okay, so if you don't want to write for a specific group, means the PCR meant for all groups, means if you don't want to bifurcate anything basing on the group, if you give star, it will execute for all the employees irrespective to the grouping. Okay, so this is the very first node. So when you select this and say create, okay, it will ask the same level or sub level. Still you can tell, like for rest of the groups it should work in a different way. For salaried employees, for 3 group you want to write a different logic, still you can write in the PCRs, okay, which we are going to work anyhow on all the cases. So so today I am not really writing anything basing on the group. Okay, so I will select this, I will say create, say sublevel. Okay, so now you will get a 4-digit space over here, which is time type in the time evaluation and wage type in payroll. Okay, so in few scenarios, like as we discussed in the previous session, we have something called time pairs, which will consist of a time type. Okay, so we can query something if it is a particular time type. Okay, you can pull that pair type number and all this stuff like this. Okay, say for example, today's PCR, it is not related to any time pair, time type. We have to generate a time type basing on some conditions. If it is last day of the month, kind of thing. Okay, so in those cases, we'll give 4 stars. So now I am telling that irrespective of PCR group and irrespective of time type, I want to write some logic. Okay, so when you say sublevel, you will get this much of space over here, where exactly we will define different, we'll use different operations, operators, operands, kind of things over here to achieve different kind of things. Okay, so today what we have to see in this PCR, we have to generate 2.5 to time type ZER whenever it is last day of the month. Okay, so to checking, is it the last day, is it the first day, or many other things, we can use VRST, which is a standard operation. Okay, very frequently we use this particular operation in many of the scenarios. Okay, so let us see the documentation of VRST. So VRST can be used with different operands. Okay, VRST followed by say for example DYTY. So it will check the data. We know, right? We have different data types. Okay, data type 1 stands for a full working day, 2 stands for say a half day, 0 stands for not a working day, kind of thing, or holiday classes. Okay, you have different operands available over here. So now what we have to do, we have to check, is it the last day of the month? Okay, say for example, all the employees in my organization have only monthly payroll, for example. Okay, in those cases we can use something like you can see LDYPP. Okay, so this will take the last day of the period. Okay, so means if it is weekly, it will take last day of the week. If it is monthly, it will take last day of the month. Means it will query yes or no if you use VRST LDYPP. say for example, you have weekly payroll, monthly payroll, bi-weekly payroll for different group of employees. Still, we have to generate quota every end of the month. At the time, you can use LDY followed by XX. You can see LDY XX. So this XX is the period parameter. Here you can define monthly period parameter, say 01. Okay, that also we can use. Okay, we'll use all the things, but today I will just see LDY PP because this employee is monthly payroll employee. So LDY PP. Okay, so this is the query, means is this the last day of the month? So you have Y and N or here options when you are query last day of the period or not. So what this PCR will happen is it will execute every day. It will check this particular operation. Okay, so if it is not last day, it will go here. If it is last day, it will go to yes. Okay, so here we can generate say 2.5 to the time type. Okay, this is a simple example straight away to understand when you generate time type how it will generate the quota. Okay, so here I will just hard code 2.5 as of now. Okay, going forward we'll modify all this stuff to the actual scenario. So in the time management, okay, to capture a number, we have a operation called HRS. Okay, so if you use HRS equal to some number, okay, it will store in the internal table HRS within the PCR with that number where you can push it to a time type. Okay, so in payroll we have something like AMT to store amount in the within the PCR. Okay, we have num to store number, we have RTE to store rate, but in time evaluation we have only one field called HRS. Okay, don't think HRS is hours. Okay, HRS is an operation to store some value in the HRS field internally within the PCR. Means let us say I want to check the seniority. Okay, so I got some seniority. Okay, I will tell HRS is equal to if I use some operand, I will get how many years of experience employee had. Okay, so then that will become number of years. Okay, that is not hours. Similarly, it can be days or it can be hours, it can be number, anything. Okay, so now I will tell HRS is equal to just I am hot coding like 2.5 as of now. Okay, still this I can call it from a constant, but still as an example for the day. Okay, we'll just take HRS is equal to 2.5 and simply I will add this. ADD stands for add. Okay, so where I have to store the time type which we have created in the day balance, right? So I will use again DB stands for day balance. Okay, so ADD DB is a operation to store a time type to day balance table. Okay, so these are the basics. In every PCR we will use ADD DB to store time type. Okay, so after ADD DB you will give which time type you have to store in day balance with 2.5.
Vijay, a silly question.
Yes, please.
You put the time type as 4 stars. Instead, if you had used ZEAR there, because you know that you're going to make use of ZEAR, would the rule still work? Or it will not find any value in ZEAR, so therefore it will ignore it?
Obviously, right. There is no ZEAR time type at all in the time evaluation currently.
So it will ignore it. So you have to create it first, only then you can use it.
There are different kinds of PCRs. Okay, say this is a PCR which is not relevant to any time type. Okay, it is not relevant to time pair as well. Okay, the time type will be stored in time pair when you are querying or here. Okay, if you are writing a PCR to query something from the time pair, say clock in, clock out. Okay, when employee was clocked in, you want to get the time. So that you have to read time pair. Okay, so similarly, if you want to get the overtime hours, okay, how many hours employee work, that will also will be stored in time pair. Okay, those PCRs are altogether different. Okay, so these kind of PCRs are independent to the time pair. Okay, so at that time, definitely we should not use anything over here. Okay, and we
So
have
even
a,
though it refers to time type, it's still referring to time pair.
if you give time type over
Time.
here, it will refer to time pairs whenever you are reading something from the time pair. Okay, if that time type is there in the time pair, those
Okay.
we will call. Okay, that anyhow we will work at
Will work.
these at the time of late coming, early going, overtime. Okay, especially in positive time management.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll see how the time pairs and time types are related. Thanks.
Yes. Yes. So these kind of PCRs are irrespective to any of the time pairs. Here our requirement is we have to query is it the last day of the month, and we have to generate a new time type over here to a table called day balance. So that is the reason we should not give anything over here, and we will use this operation to query last day or not, and just I'm generating 2.5. Okay. So let us see where to insert this, what to say, PCR in the schema. Okay, as I said, when you are generating, say for example, in this particular PCR, okay, in this particular PCR, what we are doing, we are adding to DB, means day balance, to this time type. So as I said, we have temporary day balance table. When you push the value to a day balance table, it will initially store in a table called TES, okay, which we will call it as temporary day balance table. Okay, all these temporary day balance table TES tables will be updated to the actual ZES tables after a function called CEMBT. Okay, CEMBT is the operation to update the temporary tables to day balance table. Even for waste types, we have some temporary tables. Okay, so that we'll discuss in the coming sessions. Okay, but as of now, the TES table will be updated to ZES. Okay, after CEMBT function. Okay, and that ZES table will be input for quota function. Okay, this quota function will read all our configuration, especially the generation rules, set base entitlement, all this stuff. So whatever the time type we assign in the day balance as the existing configuration, the same time type, if it is there in the ZES table, okay, so that will generate the quota. Okay, so what we have to make sure that whatever the PCR we are writing, to generate the quota, it should be above quota function and above CEMBT function. Okay, so I will insert a line using I or here. Okay, so I will use I or here to insert a line. So here we have to use whenever you are calling a PCR. Okay, or here, say for example, Z660 is a PCR. Okay, to call a PCR to the schema, we have to use a specific function. Okay, literally we'll use three types of functions to call different kinds of PCR. Okay, so if the PCR is not specific to a time type or a pair type or here, okay, if it is not relevant to any of the pair types, as I said, okay, we have different pair types. You want to see it's attendance pair or absence pair or overtime pair kind of thing. Okay, those will be called with functions like RTIP and PTIP, means read time pair or process time pair, means edit the existing time pair kind of thing. Okay, those are the rules which we are going to work in the coming sessions. But this is not specific to time pair, as I said earlier. Okay, so at that time for these kind of PCRs, okay, many times, means all the times we'll use AC TIO standard function to call these kind of PCRs. Okay, and parameter 2, 3 and 4 are not in use when you are using this kind of things. Okay, so coming sessions we'll have the difference. When you start working on time pairs, you will know why we will not use ACTAO, or we'll use, you can see something like RTIP. Okay, we have different things which we'll call. Okay, majorly we'll work on 3 or 4 functions itself. Apart from that, we'll use different functions like if kind of thing and all these things. Okay, so let us say some text, and I will save this. Okay, so let us see executing time evaluation for the employee, and we'll see. I think I am inserting in the standard schema, right? So we'll copy it, TM04. See, I have modified this particular schema. Okay, so we can straight away delete this schema, so that this will be again refreshed from golden client 000. Okay, if you're not modified the schema, you can see still the schema is there. The standard schema will come from golden client. Okay, if you feel that you want a fresh schema, okay, if somebody is not modified, you will get this, but this you can't delete again. You can see a standard schema cannot be deleted, but if you do some changes to the standard schema, that will be deleted. So we should not do any changes to the standard schema. We have to copy to our own schema. Okay, say for example, we have used almost all the things. I will just copy to 5M04. Okay, so we'll now start working on the schema 5M04, which we are copying from the standard. Okay, so now I will go to change. I'll scroll down to manage time accounts, where I can see the quota and CMBT function. You can see here, this is quota, this is CMBT function. So I will insert a line, or here now I will use the ACTAO with the PCR Z660 with some text.
Vijay, that delete function, can you also use it for standard rules, or it's only applicable for schemas?
See, standard rules, anyhow, it will not allow you to change. Okay, schema, it will allow you to insert whatever the lines you want. So this is applicable only for the schema.
Okay.
Okay, so I have inserted this line, and we will execute this schema to test how it is getting generated. So now we have RP time 00 for evaluating times, or we can use transaction PT60. Okay, so here we will take the same employee. Okay, so here I will use 5M04. Okay, so employee hide from second. Say for example, I will run until say 29 to just see how it is accumulating. Okay. Okay, so I'll just do a test run as of now. Okay, so as we all know, right, the time evaluation will execute day wise. The entire schema will execute for individual days. You can see like this. Okay, so unlike payroll will execute for entire period. Like it can be weekly, means it will not read the day wise for every day in the week. It will read for the entire week. Okay, that is the payroll concept. But in time evaluation, this will execute day wise. Okay, so you can see your PCR in any of the day. You can see here, this is the PCR, which you can double click and you can see. So this is not the last day of the period as per if you, as I said, LD by PP means the employee payroll area, it will check. If it is monthly, this will be last day of the month, yes or no. Okay, So if your organization have multiple type of things, instead of using LD by PP, you can use LD by 01. So based on period matter 01, it will query is it the last day of the month or not. Okay. Similarly, if you go to the last day of the month now, and if you see how your PCR got executed, you can see this is the last day of the month. It went to S. Then it is reading the further lines. Okay, like 2.5 to the HRS field, then to time type called ZEA. You can double click on this to see how the PCR got executed, the yellow path. Okay, so now you can see what you say on the last day of the month after your PCR. In the CEMBT, you can see the input of CEMBT. Okay, these are the temporary tables generally. Okay, so as I said, when you push something to day balance table, initially it will store in TES. Okay, this is not the actual day balance table. This is the temporary day balance table, which will lapse after this day. Okay, it will not store anywhere. Okay, this will be updated to the actual table after CEMBT. You can double click on this. You can see different time types where you can see ZER in the temporary day balance table with 2.5. Okay, so now once we got the temporary table after CEMBT, okay, you can see the actual tables like ZES, SALDO, ZL. Okay, we will discuss these tables in the later part, but today we are working on ZES. So if you click on ZES, you can see different time tags, which there are many standard time tags, which will generate day wise on second, on third, on fourth. These are the time tags. So we have generated ZER time type on day 31, right? So you can see in this ZES table, which is day wise, on last day, which is on 30th, you can see the time type, which is updated to ZES table with 2.5. Okay, so this ZES table is the input for quota function. So this is the quota function to generate absence quotas. So if you see input, these are all the input tables, especially now in our case, as per our configuration, this is the input table where we have, ZER on 31st. Okay, so now if you see the process, whatever the configuration you have done for different quotas like quota type 10, 30, 40, and if you are activated the very first configuration step, right? If you keep it in increase or replace, and then if all your configuration is correct, you can see your rule which we have created in the configuration. If you double click on the rule, now you can see how much these are all the conditions we have set, right, in the generation rule. Okay, if all conditions are fulfilled and the time type is there, whatever the value it is there in the time type which we have assigned in set base entitlement, okay, that the same time type value will be generated as quota. You can see we have put it as operation ID has increased in the configuration. So this 2.5 will be increased, means will be added to the time type. You can see the transfer time, because we pushed the time type on 31st. On 31st January, it will generate. The quota will generate. So there is the internal, there is the quota table is ABWK ONTA. Okay, so this is whenever this table is generated, this will be displayed in our 2006 info type as quota. Okay, so this is the quota number which we have worked. Okay, so where we have, okay, so maybe we have something. Okay, I will explain you why this is 5.5. Okay. So we have something. Let us say, for example, 2.5 is the quota we want to generate. For any case, if you want to correct the quota, we have something called quota corrections 2013 info type. Okay, for time evaluation, where the quota is generating through time evaluation, we can't edit or modify whatever the logic we have written, but still SAP had given with a quota corrections where you can increase or decrease, the quota type. You see here, I have on day 2 itself, I have put something like 3. I will open this. Okay, you can see here I have put on 2nd of January, I want to create 3 leaves. Say for example, for some employees, for some region, the very first day itself, they want to give some quota, means the employee has an emergency to take some leaves on very first day, for example, and the management approved that. Okay, so to modify these kind of things, okay, we can manage like this with increase, reduce, replace. These are the three options. Okay, because of this 2.5 plus 3 total 5.5, we are it is displaying over there. Okay, so now I will delete this. And I will execute again. So only 2.5 should be executed over here. So that is another important part related to quota corrections.
Yeah. Now, related to quota corrections, it doesn't show up in the schema processing, the rule processing.
Oh,
So it only
direct
shows
after
PDF.
quota function itself, it will update.
No, it doesn't. What I meant was there is no function called P2013.
No.
So you can't actually
There
see
there won't be any function.
Hmm.
There won't be any function.
So you can only see the impact of it through PD50 then. You can't see it in the rule, in the time evaluation log.
Log you can't see. Okay, say for example, I will maintain something on 3rd. Okay. Okay, say for example, I will update some 2 leaves which I want to generate it. Okay. So there won't be any function called 2000 in the log, but when you see after quota function, you can see the quota, that's it, straight away. Okay, so let us say on 2nd, the quota function will not generate anything. Okay, this is a different quota type. Okay, this is not ours. There is some other example. Our quota type is 10. Okay, so on 3rd, okay, so if you see before quota function, okay, the input of the quota function, there is no quota type 10. Okay,
yeah.
So and if you see the process also, you will not see anything over here. This will be displayed only if the time type is there, but still this quota function is has logic written to read any quota correction is there, generate the quota on that day. You can see here the 2 leaves got generated on 3rd.
We actually added 3 days.
2 days.
2 days, okay.
Just I have updated, right? I have deleted the one, which is on 2nd.
2 days, yeah.
And I have updated as 2 days.
Yeah.
Whatever the number you will give, that will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. You can only see the impact of it through PD50.
Yeah, obviously. Okay, so in the log anyhow, see if there is no other probability, if you click on this, there is no number, and after this you are getting the number, means it is from 2013 itself. There is no other way the system will generate the quota. Okay, so let us see again executing. Okay, so here at the end of the month, based on our PCR, it will generate 2.5, right? Because the time type is there. Now, because we have put it in increase again in February, okay, so only at the last day of the month, again our PCR will generate 2.5 to the time type. So then this 2.5 will be added with another 2.5 and it will keep on increasing until end of the year. Okay, so likewise at the end of the year, he will get total 30 leaves for the employee. Okay, then we'll have something like carry forward and all these topics. Okay, we have a lot of topics to discuss related to quota because there are many complex scenarios. Say for example, employee hired on 2nd in this case. Okay, so here what we are generating straight away 2.5, but ideally it should not do, right? Means it should reduce for the day where employee was inactive. Okay, or say for example unpaid absences, it should reduce. Okay, so all these things we are going to work in the coming classes. Okay, prior to that, we will discuss all the types, different types. Okay, as somebody asked, right? Day wise, I want to accurate instead of generating something month wise. Okay, all these things we will discuss. Say, for example, 2.5 employees eligible per month. So, how many days we have in the calendar? We have 31 days. Okay, how many inactive days? Employee has one inactive day. Okay, say obviously total days is 30. Okay, so we can have some logic like this: 30 divided by, say, calendar days, you will get a rate, okay, which can be multiplied with 2.5. So 2.41 or 42 should be the employee quota. Okay, so all these kind of logics we are going to build in the system. Okay, the other part is, as I said, employee confirmation. Okay, we have to generate the quota only once employee got confirmed. How we can check that? Okay, all these things will we are going to discuss in the coming sessions. Okay, and moreover, as I said, in the configuration also we have a lot of things to discuss still. Okay, this is the just base part which I explained for the day. Okay, you can go through the existing one, try to write the same PCR, I think 1 or 2 lines to execute a quota in any of the practice systems, so that you will be comfortable when we are going forward for the next PCRs in the configuration. So any questions till now?
Sir, some company on the first day of the joining, they give their entitlement. Say
Yes,
example,
that is also one scenario. That is also one
sorry?
scenario for us. That is also one
Yes,
of
yes,
the scenario in our classes. Okay,
yeah. Sir,
first
you schedule on Saturday so that we can clarify our doubt.
no, Kumar, I have a different plan on weekend. That is the reason I
Okay,
said to Thursday. You can clarify any of the doubts, not only in a particular day. Okay, when we start the session, okay, you just prepare whatever the queries you have. Very starting of the session, we can have some time for your queries. Okay, before you people are very much clear, I will not move ahead to the next topic.
sure, sir. So Monday to Thursday
Uh,
only.
Yeah, Monday to Thursday.
Maybe one question. Yeah.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
like, are you providing any documents for this? Like, which all function we need to remember, which all, like, operation? Because there
Not
are
really.
many things are there, right? So,
You can check with Chaitanya, Mona Lisa. As of now, I will show you almost all the documentation within the SAP. Okay, you can
okay.
search everything in the SAP itself. Okay, there is no such documentation you will get more than SAP. Okay, you have
At least
uh,
while teaching, you can at least suggest like which all function or operation we can note it down. Important
obviously,
one.
Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
That is the thing. I think you have not attended the demo, or you are a bit late, maybe. See,
Mhm.
whenever I'm writing a PCR, say for example, take for the day, okay? So I have written a
Uh-huh.
PCR, I have used an operation called VR.
Okay.
Okay, just you have to take the screenshot of the PCR and you have to note this operation. Only one operation we have used, right? Is
Yeah.
ADDDB is a quite common operation. Whenever you write a PCR, that is the common thing to add data and type. Even VRST also is a commonly used operation. You can go to P04 and search for the documentation for that. Okay. The other part is if you want
Yeah.
to check or you have a different requirement, okay, in our client going forward. For example, once you are familiar with the basics of the PCR, still the existing operations which I have explained in our program, because they are not working for your scenario, for example, then you can set what all the operations given or functions given in the time evaluation or here. These are not too many. Okay, you can see here only these many. Okay, so likewise, you have to set whatever the operation you want.
Yeah, Vijay, I have one query.
Yes, please.
We are using RP time 00 for quota generation. I believe there are one more program, RPT Q2800. So is this the program the same?
No, no, that is, see, this is the program. Okay. So what we will do is, this is not time evaluation. Okay. This program will read your configuration and update your quota. Okay. There is no time evaluation in this.
Okay.
This is as good as a, what you say, a BDC or LSMW kind of thing, which much validation.
It's not for time evaluation.
No, no. This is to update your quotas where there is no time evaluation.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Thanks.
This will read your configuration and create the quota. That's it. There is no validation, no quota carry forward, nothing will be there. There is no clock in, clock out kind of thing. Only it will read your configuration. Say, for example, you put 30 days, calendar year. It will just update 30 in the info tab. Again, user can go and he can modify whatever he wants.
Okay.
Instead of entering through PA30 for individual employee, this will be used to update quota for all the employees. That's it, as a LSMW.
Okay. Perfect. Got it.
So here we are working on RP time 00. This is the PT60 transaction where you can use different schemas over here. Say, for example, if your client is having only quota updation with carry forward, you can SAP had given with TQ TA schema. Okay.
Okay.
So TM04 or TM00. Okay. You can see, for example, TQTA. Okay. This is a simple schema. Nothing will be there apart from, as I said, we have something like quota function over here.
Okay.
Okay. So it is also as good as a simple generation of quota. This is a simple schema to generate only quota based on your configuration. Okay. Again, in this also you can't see MBT. This is also not based on time tab, but still you can modify this for generation of quota.
Okay.
See, in
So
one schema, we are doing several PCRs we can write.
yeah.
Okay, how do we understand and which PCR are been already been given for this schemas? Where we'll identify the schema, existing schemas for the new schema is okay.
You will get to know, Reka, don't worry. We are on the very beginning where we are working on a single block. As I said, now only we have, working on a particular block, as I explained. Okay, first today we got some knowledge on where the quota will generate. Okay, so this is the function. First you have to understand. Okay, CEMBT, it will update temporary to table. So when you are updating, writing a PCR to update a quota, you have to insert this. Similarly, we have different blocks with different topics in the coming place, which we are going to work on almost all the subparts of the schema. So step
here
by step,
you're fixing, sir. Sorry. Here we are fixing the our time type, like is that EAR you're mentioning here, no? PCR you are mentioning here. So is there any exact place that here only you have to do? Otherwise, anyway we can we can fix it in para 1. Is there anything like?
no, you can't
Or
identify. You have to understand the flow of the schema. Okay. So as I said, again, I'm repeating the same thing. How I know I have to insert this PCR here?
Yeah.
So because I know
720.
this is the function which will update. So if I insert my PCR after this, there won't be any impact. Okay. Let me
So
try
just
this.
above
Okay?
the CUMP, we have to fix the time PCR. The time pair we have to fix always below above to the CUMBT.
CEMBT, which is related to quota.
Okay. How to increase that numbers? You said some R something now. Control R.
Okay. See, we have something like D, okay, which will delete the line. Okay, we have something like I to insert a new line. Okay, so again I in the line place, it will insert another line. Okay, say for example, you want to copy the same line. Okay, so you will use R, it will copy the line. Okay, only these three are there: insert, delete, and copy. So I, D, and R. Okay, so let us say for example, we have some standard PCR, say for example TR30. So I want to modify this PCR as per the client requirement, for example. So I will copy this to ZR30, for example. Now I want to insert this. Okay, I should not delete this line. What I will do, I will go here, I will put R. Sorry. Okay, so here even no need to remove all the things in the line command. I will use R or here. So it will copy down to that. Now I will change to Z and I have a comment line. I will comment this. Means the standard one I commented, I have given a custom. Okay, so we are going to work on all these things. Don't worry. So this is the very first topic that is still we are in basics. Okay, I will not, as I said, okay, I will not jump to the real-time topics. Okay, we'll work on similar kind of examples, different kinds of examples until we understand the process of how the quota is generating and different kinds of operations, functions, changing the configuration, all these things. Then we will go for the actual topics. Don't worry.
Is there any configuration setup for time evaluation? In SPRO part, we have to give some configuration or that whatever generation quota, the configuration is sufficient.
Yes, this configuration today, which I explained, is to activate quota to time evaluation. Okay, so to activate the time evaluation, there is no configuration apart from time evaluation grouping. Okay.
Okay. The rules for generating absence quota, there only we are defining the positive or negative time management. Here we are giving the selection rules and then all the setup like the base entitlement. That is sufficient for RPT time now.
See, positive and negative time or no time evaluation is based on info type 7. That is the what we discussed yesterday, right? If it is 0, no time evaluation. If it is 7 or 9, negative time. Okay. So activating time evaluation is based on info type. This is activating a quota in time evaluation. Say, for example, I have annual leave, I have sick leave, casual leave. Okay. Sick leave, casual leave, they don't want time evaluation. They will maintain manually at the time of hire.
Okay.
But annual leave have some logic, like if employee was inactive or unpaid absences, it should be reduced or the quota should be carried forward. Okay, in those cases, only those kind of things can be done through time evaluation. So only those quotas will activate over here. Rest of the things I will keep it in no increase. So here individual quota you can activate through time evaluation. Whatever the quota you don't want from time evaluation, you can do that. This is the base configuration, quota wise, not employee.
Okay,
wise.
what is the, yes, I understood, sir. Actually, what is that purpose of a negative deduction, NEG, DED?
Say, I have 10 leaves. Okay, so I can use until 15 still. Okay, as a negative deduction means client allows another 5 to deduct. So you can maintain the number over here. So it will allow you to take additional 5 leaves as a negative deduction. System will allow. So generally you will get error, right? There's no sufficient quota. Okay.
Yeah.
After completion of quota also, if client allows you some days as a negative deduction, you can maintain. Okay, that is there in your when you create the quota itself, you will have that. Okay. Can open any of the quota. Here you can define the same thing will be displayed out.
But need to understand the concept. What is the behind of that concept of negative time deduction? That I know, but here point wise, if you give 0.65 something like that case only I'm getting
0.65. Where you are asking about?
negative deductions. See,
Here.
the person is getting, yeah, minus
Okay.
0.65. They'll be having a 30 days. 30 days would be their entitlement, in the under which there is negative deduction of minus, that is, they can go ahead with till minus 0.65.
Yes, whatever the number you are giving, that many deduction it will allow. Right? So say for example, it depends. See, wherever you have, you will be, you know, having some documentation, or you can directly see, these are the general basic things. Okay, you maintain whatever the number you want, execute the time evaluation and see how it is happening. Means update the leaves for the employee. Say for example, 30 leaves we have created to the employee. Now update some 35 leaves. It will not allow you. Here you update 5. It will allow you.
Okay.
You just test it. There is no much logic or something behind this. Okay, this is the standard table given by the SAP. So accordingly, system will allow you that number of leaves. That's it. Just try it in the system. It will work. Okay.
Okay.
Right, guys? Any other questions? So that's it, guys. From my side for the day. Okay, we'll have multiple things again on the same quotas and all this stuff. Okay, we have multiple topics again till we understand the complete process. Okay, this is the one way of generating quota. Okay, we have multiple ways to generate the quota through time evaluation again, which we will discuss in the coming session. Okay, so thank you guys. We'll catch up on Monday again. Okay, just practice whatever we discussed this weekend, and we'll have further discussions on Monday. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Vijay.
Thank you. Bye.